Don't shut up, Meg. Welcome to the Griffins zone. Today we're counting down the top 10 times the Griffins were actually nice to Meg.
Oh, honey, we are so glad to have you back.
Yes, you heard that right. It's time we show a little love for the most overlooked and misunderstood member of the Griffin family. Usually Meg is the target of insults and jokes, but there are moments when her family, Peter, Lois, Stewie, and even Brian, step up and show that they do care, even if it's hard to tell sometimes. Number 10. Peter Defends Meg. The Peter Principle, Season 8. We'll start with an episode where Peter actually goes to bat for Meg, though in his own chaotic way. When Peter becomes the principal of Meg's high school, you'd think it would be a disaster. And, well, it kinda is. But there's a silver lining here. Peter actually uses his newfound authority to help Meg. He goes after the bullies who torment her on a daily basis. Now, this is Peter we're talking about, so of course he abuses his power, makes some questionable decisions, and goes way too far. But the intent is there. For once, Peter is using his position to stand up for Meg and show that he cares. It's one of the few times he does anything in her defense. And while he may have taken it too far, the fact that Meg, for a brief moment, feels seen and supported by her dad is honestly kind of heartwarming. Sure, it's a mess, but hey, it's the thought that counts, right? Number 9. Peter and Meg Bond. Meg stinks. Season 6. This episode is a bit of a roller coaster for both Peter and Meg. When Peter and Meg go on a road trip for Meg's college interview, Peter starts to appreciate his daughter in a way he never has before. As they spend more time together, he starts to see how much Meg knows about him and how much she genuinely wants to connect. They bond over some shared activities like flashback cutaways and reckless behavior, and Peter even gets to see a different side of Meg. One that's not just the annoying daughter, but a real person with feelings. That said, the episode isn't without its ups and downs. While their bonding time is fun, it also becomes clear that Peter's careless behavior doesn't always work in Meg's favor. Still, the fact that Peter makes the effort to connect with Meg, even if it's flawed, is a sign of him trying to show some love and support. It's a nice change of pace from their usual strained dynamic. And for Meg, it's a brief moment of enjoying her dad's attention. Number 8. Peter boosts Meg's popularity. Let's go to the hop. Season 6. Okay, this one is a classic. When Peter goes undercover as a student at Meg's high school, he creates an alter ego, a cool, popular kid, in a bid to live out the high school experiences he never had. But when he sees Meg alone at a big school dance, Peter pulls a total selfless move. He pretends to have been rejected by Meg to boost her popularity. Essentially, Peter sacrifices his own social status to help Meg feel better about herself and gain a little recognition. It might be a little over the top, but it's also sweet. Peter, for once, doesn't care about his own ego. He cares about Meg, even if the method is a little unconventional. His actions help her avoid feeling like the outsider she usually is, and for one brief, shining moment, Meg gets the popularity boost she deserves. Number 7. Stewie Helps Meg. Stand by Meg, Season 9. Now, we all know Stewie's not exactly the softest character in the show, but when Meg saves him from choking at a birthday party, he actually acknowledges it.
Meg, you saved me! You're my hero!
And tries to repay her in the best way he knows how, with a ridiculous plan to improve her social life. After saving Stewie's life, he sets out to boost her popularity, despite things not going exactly as planned. Stewie's attempts to make Meg more popular end up being hilariously misguided, but the fact that he goes out of his way to try and help her shows a side of him we don't often see. He's not just being the self-absorbed baby anymore, he's actually looking out for someone else. The date he sets up for Meg with Kevin, though a failure, does give her some confidence, and that's a small win. It's also a rare moment where Stewie's actions are driven by compassion, even if his methods are completely absurd. Number 6. Peter and Lois save Meg. This little piggy, Season 9. This one's a real heart-pounding moment for Meg. She gets wrapped up in a modeling gig and ends up being invited to a house full of strange men. Peter and Lois, realizing something's off, take action to rescue her before anything terrible can happen. They team up with Quagmire because who else could help in these situations, and manage to get to Meg just in time. When they find her, they not only apologize for not supporting her in the first place, but also help her quit the modeling gig before it can do any more psychological damage. It's a rare and genuine moment of care from Peter and Lois, who typically show Meg very little concern. This moment proves that even though they're flawed, when it comes down to it, they will protect Meg, even if it's just to save her from getting caught up in something shady. Number 5. Peter gets overprotective. Peter's daughter, Season 13. In this episode, Peter's protective instincts finally kick in, and it's a bit much, but it's also kind of sweet. After nearly losing Meg, Peter starts to appreciate her and becomes incredibly overprotective. He starts defending her against people he sees as threats, including her classmate, Connie D'Amico. Peter's helicopter parenting behavior goes to ridiculous extremes, especially when he suspects Meg's boyfriend Michael might not be good enough for her. But in a twist, Peter's overprotectiveness actually works out. When Meg lies about being pregnant, Peter confronts Michael, leading to an awkward but somewhat heroic moment. While Peter's actions are extreme, it's clear that his overprotectiveness comes from a place of love and concern. Number 4. Lois gets revenge for Meg. And the wiener is Season 5. Lois for once actually comes through for Meg when she's humiliated by Connie and the popular kids. Even when Meg rejects Lois's help at first, Lois doesn't give up and finds a way to get back at Connie. By calling in Quagmire to wreak havoc on Connie's life, Lois makes sure that Meg's tormentors face some consequences for their cruel behavior. It's a pretty intense moment, but Lois's dedication to getting Meg some revenge shows that she's still willing to fight for her daughter. The fact that Lois doesn't give up on helping Meg, even when Meg is reluctant, shows that deep down, she does care, even if it's tough love. Number 3. Brian's article Saves Meg. Dial Meg for Murder. Season 9. In this episode, after Meg spirals into criminal behavior, Brian steps up in a way we rarely see. He writes an article about Meg, reminding her of the gentle soul she used to be. After Meg reads it, she's touched, and it helps her rediscover the part of herself that's still worth saving. Brian's words aren't just a piece of writing. They're what pulls Meg back from the brink. Brian, often the sarcastic and detached character, shows genuine empathy for Meg in this episode. His writing gives her the encouragement she needs, and it's one of those rare moments where we see him step up for someone other than himself. Number 2. Peter and Lois stop Quagmire. Meg and Quagmire. Season 8.
It's the strongest compound on Earth. Nothing can separate it.
This one is awkward, but it's also crucial. When Meg turns 18, Quagmire, Quagmire, takes an interest in her. Lois initially wants to give Meg space, but Peter knows from the start that Quagmire is bad news. The Griffins intervene just in time, stopping Meg from hooking up with Quagmire at his cabin getaway. It's a close call, but Peter and Lois's intervention helps Meg avoid a situation that could have had serious consequences. Quagmire, as we know, is not someone you want to mess with, and without Peter and Lois's help, Meg could have ended up in a much worse situation. Number 1. Stewie and Brian rescue Meg. Lego My Meg O. Season 12. This one is a wild ride. In a parody of Taken, Meg is kidnapped and trafficked into a slavery ring. Peter, of course, can't help, so it's up to Stewie and Brian to come to her rescue. They use their detective skills, work together, and put their lives in danger to save Meg from a horrible fate. Stewie and Brian don't just track Meg down, they actually risk everything to bring her back home safely. They even use some Men in Black technology to erase Meg's memory of the whole traumatic ordeal, sparing her from the emotional scars. This is as selfless as Stewie gets, and it's a beautiful moment where both Brian and Stewie prove that, despite their flaws, they will always come through for Meg when it matters most. From Peter's overprotectiveness to Stewie and Brian's bold rescue mission, these moments show us that, despite the ongoing chaos in the Griffin family, Meg does get some real moments of care. What do you think? Which moment surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another breakdown of your favorite Family Guy moments.